how the heck are you? Jonathan here. Welcome back to the fish room. Today we're going to work on another project. You know, if you watched the last video last week about the 220 behind me, it's kind of on standby. I'll kind of give you guys a look at it here real quick, see what it looks like. We do have the rocks here still, weighing down that massive piece of driftwood, and it's working pretty good. I don't think it's going to take as long as what I thought. But anyways, I got some jungle fowl in here. Got the wave maker up here going. It's actually doing well, so I still got to get the lights worked out. I'll be working on that some as well, kind of off behind the scenes, getting this thing ready for the new stocking. So like I mentioned in the last video, that's on standby. I've got a lot of stuff that other stuff that needs to be done. This rack here behind me has to get moved and resituated so I can bring the heater and AC. I'll explain that in another video. But I've got tanks I need to move, racks I need to redo. A lot of stuff going on. Another project I want to do. I've got this part of my fish room here where I've got like a little office set up here where I work out of. I have these little tubs, and as you can see right now, they're plain. They're nothing to look at. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a Scape for this. Well, instead of just talking about it, I'm just going to get going with it, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm doing. I'll probably kind of fast forward through this, but at the end of it, I'll show you. I'll kind of walk you through it and then show you at the end of it. So let's get going on it. Alright, so here I've got to go ahead. I'm using some egg crate material, and what I want to create is basically a platform for my Scape to set on. And I'm just going to, what I did is laid it up here so that I can mark it out and get an idea of the shape that I wanted, so I could get it cut out. Once I had the shape, before I cut it, I wanted to line up the rocks just to be sure that the rocks that I was able to come up with would make a feature that I wanted here. So once the rocks were laid out, I took what plants I had ordered and started laying them out as well, just to make sure again that everything I wanted in this Scape was able to fit and give it the look that I wanted. And that's what I came up with. Once we got it laid out, I took a jigsaw and cut the egg crate to the shape. So I needed some support, and I found some PVC pipe I had laying around, and I cut these down to where it would set the platform just at the water level. Again, using a jigsaw, I cut that pipe, drilled holes in the top so that I could zip tie that to the platform, and those wouldn't go anywhere. And then I gave them a coat of paint. Once the paint had dried, I went ahead and zip tied that to the platform and made sure that it had enough, that it was sturdy enough. And then I went ahead and fit it into the pond itself prior to installing the Scape. So it took a little bit of time, but I had to do a little bit of adjustments, but I got it to fit how I wanted it to, and was able to then start lining out the rocks. That proved to be a little bit harder, and so I went back to the table. I put the green mesh on for later on down the road, so that it would hold dirt and gravel on the egg crate a little bit better. Then with the help of my beautiful daughter, we then started laying out the rocks again and using some outdoor pond foam to start tying the rocks together. As you can see here, and she was very interested in how that worked. So we got all the rocks tied together and was able to hold it there long enough for it to start holding itself, and then we let it dry and cure. Then I took a razor blade and started removing anything that I didn't want to show once the Scape was actually done. I used some peat moss across the front. I ended up taking the front
foam off and redoing it, and you can see here why I did that. I wanted to sprinkle that peat moss into the foam so it would hold and cover up that moss, and that would kind of give me my outside bed frame, I guess you could say, to hold the gravel and things like that in place on the Scape. And as you can see here, I went ahead and put the pea gravel down just to give it an extra layer between the egg crate, the cloth, and then I'm gonna put some more peat moss and dirt on top of that to plant the plants inside of. And here I'm going in, I'm just trimming out a little bit more of the foam that I found, just cleaning it up a little bit here. Alright, so from here I just added some more peat moss dirt mix here to give it a foundation to start my planting. Once I got that all in, I started laying out my plants and getting them lined out where I wanted them and planted. Of course, I used the dirt that came with it as part of my substrate to get those planted and sitting still. I'm not real sure what all these plants are. I ordered it kind of in a kit from Amazon, and I think they all turned out pretty good. So, all right, so I did get everything already put together. Trying to video the way I got my water running through this was a little bit difficult, but I want to just kind of break it down for you. I do have a small pump. I don't know, it's not going to pick it up. Anyway, there's this little pump, and I have basically it's an airline tube, water tube, coming up through the back side of it, comes up, and it tees off, goes over to here, which I guess I'm going to have to look at this because it's not running currently. Anyways, then it comes back down here into this rock, and then of course it tees off right back here again, runs over and goes here. I'm gonna probably redo that, and maybe, I don't know, we'll see how this works first, but it's working pretty good right now. I think I gotta get a filter around it down here. I'm gonna go ahead and reach in. I do got to get something over this to keep it from getting so much debris sucked up in it. So I'm going to do that off the camera, and that should fix my issue of it not pumping through, because it's the second time already. I think it's just collecting too much debris off the bottom. So yeah. Alright, so there it is, looking great. This is a little bit different video than I usually do. But it was fun, and it gives this tub and this room a whole new look, and it looks like the white cloud minnows are loving it. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe. Until the next one, enjoy these pictures, and thanks for watching.